Then today, David tells me that when he picked up Kason from school, they were outside in the front, and Kason had a soccer ball, and he kicked the ball really hard, and it hit the front window of our house, and it broke. Hello, everyone. I'm going the wrong way. Daily vlog. So I got home, and believe it or not, we really don't have anything going on today. Actually, we have nothing going on today besides we had work. I did. David was off. David was off because he worked the weekend, so he got Monday and Tuesday off. So I'm actually cooking dinner. I cooked dinner last night, and David's like, we can just eat the leftovers. But I try to take advantage and cook the days that I can, because most of the time we're busy running around and I can't cook. I feel bad. So tonight's on the menu is going to be, how do you say it, chicken strips or chicken tenders, mac and cheese, and a vegetable, some sort of vegetable. And I'm going to have chicken and my Caesar salad. So let's get to cooking because I'm getting hungry, and so are the boys, and they're trying to eat all these snacks, and I'm trying to stop them so that they at least eat. Okay, so here I'm just prepping my knife, getting it a little bit more sharp. I used some of this chicken fry, Louisiana chicken fry that I got from the store. I just used a little bit of it, then I added some flour, and then with the flour I added some of my own seasonings. Here you can put whatever seasonings you like. I think I did like onion powder, garlic powder, some chicken bouillon seasoning, and then this seasoning that's from our local market. I put some of that one in there too. But like I said, you guys, you can put whatever seasonings you want in there. Just stir it up, and that is going to be my batter. Then in a separate bowl, I just crack 2 eggs, and then I add milk to the bowl with the eggs, and I just stir that up until they're all mixed together. I make sure that the eggs are really whisked into the milk so that when I dip my chicken in there, that it's not all stringy and gross. So I think for me, I'm just gonna like season some chicken and cook it up in the air fryer. Probably bread it a little bit. I just don't want fried chicken. Trying to make better choices. Okay, so I prepped my chicken. It's all battered. Prepped my water for my mac and cheese. I'm gonna start it to boil on low. Got my pan ready for my homemade gravy. That's usually the last thing I make. And I got my oil ready. It's heating up already. I got my corn ready to throw in the microwave. Yes, I'm gonna throw it in the microwave with just some butter and a wet towel on top. And I got my bowl ready to put my chicken tenders when they are done frying. So that was dinner. We ate. My salad was delicious and everyone's full. And yeah, now we're outside. It's pretty nice outside. The boys are practicing soccer with David and I'm just here chilling and watching them. But I just kind of wanted to talk to y'all for a little bit because, let me move over here because this is pretty uncomfortable for my arm because I broke my tripod. So I kind of had to stop. Like, I didn't stop vlogging when I was cooking. I just stopped talking as much, and it was more of like just a watch me cook thing. So I was kind of having a moment. So I don't know if y'all seen my other videos. I know in my other videos I've like mentioned here and there, you know, what's been going on in the situation we were in with like David's company, and then it went down, but we were fortunate enough that he found a job and that I got my new job and everything, because we were struggling with that for a while where we were just living off of my income and it was tough. But I mean, God helped us through it and we managed, and you know, we weren't really late on bills. Money would come in when it was needed. The thing is like, we're so grateful that me and David have built up our credit, that we had these credit cards. So, you know, when we needed to for emergencies, we would use those. And then, well, we got our jobs and we, you know, thought that everything was gonna, you know, start leveling out and all that. And then, you know, like just other stuff came up, like my dad passing away and us having to travel, you know, to Arizona, and, you know, just all the things that come with that. And, you know, same thing, we had our credit cards and all that. So then me and David sat, and I don't know if I mentioned this when I announced that we decided to sell our house. I probably did, but pretty much in the beginning of the year in January, we got together and David, you know, we have our little whiteboard, and he wrote down, you know, all the bills that we pay, all the, you know, debt that we have and stuff like that. And what it ended up showing us was that right now we're living paycheck by paycheck. And I mean, we're grateful that we can still provide for our family and do some things here and there, buy food, you know, put the boys in soccer, pay for things here and there. But it's been a long time since we've been in a position where we were paycheck by paycheck. It's been a long time. We had very few bills before all this business stuff happened, and we were doing really good. And I know that happens from time to time. You know, you have your ups and your downs. So we noticed that and we were like, okay, well, let's knock them out like how we did before. We've done it before. You know, when we were working on our credit and we were paying stuff off to get it off our credit, we did really good. You know, we knocked them out slowly, but we did it, you know, to where we were, like I said, with minimum bills, and we were able to get our house and all that. So then we were thinking about, okay, what can we sell, and did all this stuff. And then that's where we came up with the idea of selling the house. And we felt like it came from God, because I had been thinking about it for a while, which I used to think the opposite, that I was never going to sell this house. And David had been thinking about it for a while. And when we ran the numbers, like to estimate it, because David's like a numbers guy, the profit we would make from the house was only like maybe a few hundred shy from our total debt. And that includes like our school loans, because I'm still paying school loans and so is David. So that even included that. And it would just help us tremendously. It would be like a fresh start and everything. So it was a big decision we made. A lot of people were kind of like, you know, asking us if we were okay and if that's for sure what we wanted to do. And then we explained to them, like, you know, we want to follow the path that God has for us. And we were lucky enough to get this house when we needed it for a good deal, a great deal. And we get to sell it for almost double what we got it for. And you know, everything happens for a reason, so maybe that's why that happened the way it did. And then just with, you know, what we estimated that to us felt like another sign. There were some other signs too that, you know, we did ask God to give us multiple signs, and we did receive those, you know, and we were like, you know, we were fortunate enough to get this house when we did, but we didn't have God at that time. We weren't Christians. We didn't have a relationship with God, and now we do. So now we want to go down the path God wants us to go, and we want to receive what He wants to give us. And we know our God's a good God. He always gives you more than what you need, and we've always dreamt of building a house. That's why I say, in Jesus' name, I know that we're going to build a house one day. I just need to be patient. That's my problem. That's something I've been working on since we became a Christian, is my patience. So yeah, well, so that's our situation right now. We're okay, but of course we are a little bit paycheck by paycheck. Then something that came up was that, you know, Christian he's had a few cavities that the dentist has been watching, paying attention to every time he goes in for a teeth cleaning and stuff, and they weren't so bad. I was brushing his teeth. We were making, you know, just doing what you need to do for prevention or to prolong them getting worse. And then he started saying they were hurting a little bit, so then the dentist was like, okay, well, I think he has a little bit more time, but we do need to fill him in. But at his dentist, I don't know what's going on, but they don't do it, or I don't know what. And they said they do it, but they don't put them under anymore. And with the way Weddle was, they didn't think that he would let them do it like awake, you know, like with the shots and everything. So they referred us to another dentist, and then when I spoke to them, I had to do a whole new like checkup thing, which your insurance only allows you 2 free ones, which my dental insurance, I guess, is not that great because it's not even free. It only covers 80%, which I've had other ones that are free. And they wanted to do their own x-rays and everything. They're like, the dentist is going to want to do his own, so you guys are going to have to pay that out of pocket. So we had to check out a good chunk of change, you know, for all that. They scheduled his appointment they put like a little bit of stuff in a really bad cavity that he has, so that it wouldn't hurt him, and that should last him until, you know, he gets his fillings. But it's not going to be till October, which is like, right now he's fine. And it's kind of a good thing, because then from what they told me, it's gonna be over $300 that we're gonna have to pay. So that was kind of a bummer, but I'm like, okay, well, I have time from here and then, like every paycheck I'll take out like $50, you know, stuff like that. So that's what I'm trying to work on right now. So then there was that, you know, and I was fine. And I've always been the type of person where, like, I stress out about money. I'm a type A person. I like an A, B, C, D, and E plan. You know, things come up and it stresses me out. Well, since we became Christians, I've been doing a lot better. And we've been going through this season and this tough time, but I've been able to stay patient. I've been able to, you know, just leave it all to God. I've been laying all my problems and all my worries at His feet. Every time I would feel a little bit of worry, you know, I would pray for God to take it away, and I would feel better, you know. Especially when it comes to money. I mean, we don't let money control us, or we don't worry about money, but to a certain extent, you do need money, you know, to be able to sort of live in this world. So I was doing really good, and then today David tells me that when he picked up Kaysen from school, they were outside in the front, and Kaysen had a soccer ball, and he kicked the ball really hard, and it hit the front window of our house, and it broke. And I was like, is it bad? Like, I haven't even checked it right now. Till the second I haven't checked it. But he said it's bad, that we're definitely gonna have to replace it. It's gonna affect, you know, weather and coming into our house and all that stuff. So I'm like, great, you know, like, that upset me, because I'm like, we're trying to sell this house. That's probably gonna be expensive for us to fix, but we have to fix it whether we sell the house or not. It needs to get fixed. And it just started to stress me out, because then I started to think of all the things, you know, that we're paying, that we need to pay, that I'm already trying to save money for, you know. Kaysen doing tournaments and stuff. I don't want to tell him no, that he can't do it. And it doesn't even cost that much right now, you know, with the team he's on. And we only pay when there's like tournaments and stuff. But still, like, it just got to me. I wasn't mad at Kaysen, because I know it was an accident, and David already had that talk with him. He already taught him his lesson, you know, that he needs to be more careful and stuff like that. I was just stressed out and tired, I think, and I just started getting all these icky feelings while I was cooking, and anxiety and stuff, and you know, I had to pray to God to take it away, and I'm feeling a little bit better right now. But I mean, that's just the situation we're in right now, and I know we're going through this because God has something better for us, and he's preparing us for it. And I know you have to go through stuff like this, because this is how God shows you the miracles he does. You know, this is how God shows you himself, how he shows what he can do for you, you know. And when he blesses us, because we went through a trying time before, we appreciate it so much more, we recognize it so much more, and we just, you know, it teaches us to appreciate things more and humbles us. So I know there's a reason I'm going through this season, and I know when I look back on it one day, I'm going to be very grateful. Just like any other season we've gone through, I'm grateful for going through it, even though it was a tough time. I mean, there was a reason for it. So I know that's going to happen. And I know it's all in God's timing. God has perfect timing, but just sometimes I'm like, why can't we sell the house already? We're trying to sell our Jeep too, because we have 3 vehicles right now. We really only need 2, and just selling the Jeep would help out a lot too. And no one's really, you know, called us about it, or people have messaged about it, but they don't. You know how Facebook is. If you're trying to sell something on there, they message you, you message them, and they don't message back. So it's just all, you know, a little tough. I know, but like I said, I know God's gonna do his work, and he's gonna help us out, and I've been praying for it every day. It's just, I'm human. We're all human. And I just was having a moment. And I haven't had one in a long time. It's okay that I had it. But the most important thing is that I did turn to God during that moment. But it is just kind of like, it kind of brings you down a little bit, you know. But I am thankful for what I have right now. And even though I am going through this situation, I know it could be worse. And I am thankful for what I have right now and all that. Sorry, I know sometimes the phone's shaking like that. I tend to move my leg, shake my leg. But yeah, so since I broke my tripod, can't use it. But yeah, so that's just the current situation, and it's just the real deal, guys. I want to keep it real, and yeah. So this is gonna be kind of like a day in the life vlog, plus let's sit and talk about my stress. It's good to talk about it though sometimes, and maybe there's not a lot of you who watch. Maybe there is. I have, you know, I'm very grateful for those who do. But I mean, just comment down below and give us your testimony. Even if it's just a few words, your testimony of something that God has done for you, or if you've been through a situation, a tough time before, and how you got through it, and what you did to help you and stuff when you did have these moments. Oh, these bugs are outside. When you would have these moments, it's good to. It's just, you know, it's good to hear. It's good to hear other people's stories and testimonies, and that they got through it. I mean, I know we're gonna get through it. And I know it's all in God's time. God's timing's never wrong. Unfortunately, sometimes us as human beings, we're like, okay, well, when is that time going to be, God? But I'm still going to trust in him. I'm still going to have my faith, and I'm still going to let him control everything. It's just, there are those moments. But what matters is that I went to him for it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little vlog for today. We really haven't sat and talked in a long time. So this was nice. But go ahead and leave a comment. Leave me your little stories, you guys, your testimonies, or what you did to help get through something. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can receive notifications every time I put up a new video. Check out my TikTok. I've been posting TikToks a lot lately, so go ahead and check all that out. And we hope to see you later, and I hope you guys are enjoying my vlogs, my day in the lives, stuff like that. Even when we have these little stressful talks. But I hope you guys are having a good week so far, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.